Now, as for what you
All
see
right.
here on
All right,
Broadway
guys. All
from
right, are we
second to
back?
third, this is not a one-way street. So fortunately, some of these
Okay.
cars are able to turn around and head in the other direction.
I'm back.
And
I had to take
Elliot
the.
Mendoza was showing you
All right.
some of the people in the buildings
Oh, we're getting
here
back.
that are
11,000.
watching from
Okay.
up above. Earlier, we saw one of
Most
the
people made it.
officers here pointing
12. Oh, we're
one
going
of
up.
the
Yeah, I see. I finally see somebody there now. I was starting to wonder for a minute. It's been a while for me. I've been watching this ever since Tammy got off the live. This is pretty wild tonight here. Let's see, all right, yeah, I see the comments now. Can y'all hear me okay? Oh yeah, I see them on TV. Hello Nicole, hello everybody. Hey, I was sitting here watching it anyway. I said, why not get on here? I think it's gonna be bad. See, it ain't dark there yet. I think it's gonna be bad tonight. So this is what happened, y'all. You watch all them Mexican flags. Yeah, Tammy done went to sleep in the chair, y'all. Hello, Teresa. I figure I'll get on here. I reckon I just figure I'll get on here. What do they think they will accomplish? That's that's what I'd like to know. Oh, you watch this man's lives? Oh, y'all, I don't know if y'all all knew today was going to be a big day about this. I've been watching it about every night, for a little while. Oh, well, I got my big mic hooked up. Do I sound okay? My big mic. I ain't got the little things. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Larissa. Somebody finally did answer me. Thank you, Miss Carol. Uh, it's fitting to go to getting dark there, y'all. That's when they do stuff. I seen them, they was in this van. It was them paid protesters, you know. This man was trying to ask them how much they was getting paid and all that, you know. And they had to, your volume is really good. Thank you, Nana. Nana. Yeah, I like that name. Going to go after the people funding this. Oh, I guarantee you they are. But I mean, you know, it can't be like just a free for all. You know where people take over. If it was just a friendly protest, and I mean they would be breaking the law if they mess with them. But it ain't friendly. I got aggravated while ago on Tammy's live, but I'm okay now. I'm somebody that'll fight back, but hey, it's been a long time, y'all. I really should have went live on Southern Ideas, you know. Normal people just didn't wake up and decide to start running through the streets, throwing stuff at police and looting stores. Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't. You know, you wouldn't want this in your neighborhood right here. And Ellen's Stewart, I was fitting when on Tammy's live. I was fitting to say I want to say hey to the most beautiful woman in the world, and Tammy cut me off. Grandma did. You know, I didn't get to say it. You know, everybody can't talk at one time. You know, that drives me crazy. Or hear two people talking at the same time. It drives me crazy. But whether we get on here and watch the riots, or we just get on here and talk, we'll do a little bit of it. If somebody wants to get on here with me, if I know you, uh, you let me know. I'll send you an email. I wish they would check everyone's ID to see if they have a green card. Yeah, y'all. We don't mind people that's behaving. You know, they got us. You know, I mean, you know what they call us, and everybody ain't like that, y'all. I mean, most, uh, you know, I see different races of people go up there to that church up there where Tammy and Grandma go, and they get an open arms welcome. People actually go out of their way to give to to welcome them. Yeah, that's a big city thing, you know. But you know, I mean, there's probably some what you call normal protesters out there. But then there's a bunch of people that's out there just causing trouble. And then there's people that try to organize, you know, the the people, you know. But I don't remember what riot it was, but I seen a man where they was just tearing up their town. Uh, I think it was. Let's see. Wait a minute. I don't remember where it was. I mean, I'm thinking about Portland, but I'm not sure about that. But man, I mean, they was just tearing up, you know, knocking windows out and looting stores and everything, and that was shop in Seattle. Yeah, I mean, you know, probably a lot of them people in the towns, they walk to the stores and stuff. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, they like a lot of businesses moved out, you know, like lasted all summer 2020. That's what I was thinking of, Connie. I mean, like Mr. T, he said he wasn't going to stand back no more. And just, I don't know what they are thinking. You know, the politicians. I don't know what they're thinking, you know. Like you would think that people would be mad about their town getting tore up. But they've got everything so rigged that it's hard to put somebody out of their seat, you know. You know, a politician. It's hard to get them out of their seat. You know, you have to be funded, you know. But I mean, it's real crooked, you know. I seen a man a while ago. Yeah, it does me too. And I seen a man a while ago that he couldn't walk very good. And he walked through a hole in the fence. And I mean, I don't know if he really couldn't walk or not. I don't know. But he walked through a hole in the fence and come right out in front of the police, and the police was moving them just like they doing right there. They's moving them, you know. They trying to keep them from getting in one big old crowd. I can tell that from watching. They trying to stop them from getting in one big old crowd. They trying to separate them into smaller groups. But you'll see them start arresting people in a few minutes. Yeah, I think we live in a crazy world, you know. And I know a lot of y'all think the same thing. No, I hadn't seen no buses. I just seen a van a while ago that, hauled a bunch of people in. But I think them paid people, I don't think they come in until after dark. You can't hardly do nothing in the daytime. I mean, you can't do a whole bunch. But it seemed like to me a peaceful protest. It seemed like they wouldn't be able to get in the road. I mean, it seemed like getting in the road would be, against the law. You wouldn't want to come to my town and do that right there. I can tell you that. I guarantee you they would, in my town, it wouldn't matter what you said. And I also been thinking about this a little bit too. They do the buses in the dark at night. Yeah. You know, like if you wonder about the policemen there, like what they think, like you really and truly don't know if they for them or against them or they just neutral or whatever, but when they standing up there cussing and holding a few signs right up in their face, you can figure it out pretty quick, calling them pigs and just about all of in the South, they don't want to come here, Danny. I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't work down here. There was one man up here in front of the courthouse. adding one of them little bull horns, I forgot what he was up there doing, but I mean, they got him. Well, yeah, I seen some women policemen out there. And I had never thought none of the time, like the numbers of Democrats. I ain't never believed their numbers. None of the time. Ever since I've been keeping up with, like, there's that, there's that many people that are against everything. Man, that's a pretty big jump there. I seen a video today, y'all. It was a man that retired, and I actually think he's doing pretty good. He was talking about 5 things you should never tell nobody. He said, one of the things he said is don't tell nobody your plans. I don't know what very much difference that would make. Unless he's talking about, people will try to discourage you. And he was talking about don't tell people your regrets. It's like your biggest mistakes you made in your life. Oh, buddy, just because you're friends with somebody today don't mean you'll be friends with that person tomorrow. And I've seen some stuff on YouTube, but I mean, I've seen it outside of YouTube. Oh, when we was mud bogging and all that stuff. Uh, there was a lot of drinking going on, and everybody was buddy, 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 buddy. I wasn't exactly like that. If one truck gets stuck, we all gonna stay till 3 o'clock in the morning. And if one stupid drunk gets in a fight, we all gonna even if it's his fault. And sometimes it was, like one of our crowd. Our crowd was pretty rowdy people. You're going to back them up even if they're wrong. And I kind of don't believe in that. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You regret not having more children? I forgot what all that man said. He was just walking and talking. It was an edited video. Y'all wouldn't care nothing about it. But, they always wanted me in the crowd. We was doing all that stuff, everything. And I didn't think like them. I remember one night we was up there and it was raining. And we not drunk, Me and Tammy, not drunk. It was cold and wet. There was some guy, I like to got into it with him, but he kept on jumping out of the truck, and every time he jumped out, he'd splash water. I got on to him 2 or 3 times. But he was too drunk to pay attention. He left. But they didn't ever want me to leave. Hi, Danny, everyone. Danny's getting bad where I'm living also. Really bad in L.A. Yeah. I'm going to tell y'all something. We know that, like, whenever they was letting them in here, if Mr. T hadn't won, them people would be on the voter rolls, buddy. Like they was trying to claim they was letting them in here to work, and they saying everything. You're always going to hear a lie. But they was going to get them on the voter rolls. That's what they was going to do. And then they are already or here on the West Coast. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. But that's what they was doing. This man keep flopping his picture around them. And I just don't go along with everything. Yeah, you're right there, Miss Helen. Yeah, I see that there living life. And I kind of told y'all before. I really think that when Mr. T lost, the second time, I really think it had to happen like that. I really do. So we could see how things would be. Then they were all in the shopping center today, blocking the people from grocery shopping. Really? You know what I mean? We know they're not going to change nothing. All they're going to do is make, everybody double down. Mr. T ain't going to back down. He ain't going to back down, y'all. And I get a little bit of what he says, why some people don't like him. Took me a little while to see. I mean, he'll let you know, he done this and he done that. And I mean, I don't know why that would be so bad to not like him. But I guess it is. I had to be this way. You cannot tell the people. You must show them. I'll go along with that. But yeah, y'all, I think we had to see, and if you actually listen to a Democrat politician, they ain't telling you all the stuff that, like this right here. I mean, they saying, yeah, man, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to lower your taxes. Just everything's going to be the most wonderful thing you ever seen. And but they don't tell you about this. Mister had to pick a party. Well, I really don't think that things is like they used to be with the Democrat Party. I don't know. I've on, I ain't been keeping up with it, my whole life. Yeah, well, they'll sit there and say they're doing it as hell. Yeah. Oh, Sharon says everybody that is Democrats are not like they used to be. Yeah, they used to, from what I understand, they used to be more like for the people. And I seen them, they had somebody up there, and Congress or somewhere the other day, you know, they was asking them questions. You know, like heated questions, you know. They was getting heated answers. I told them, I said, I don't know why they do that. Nothing ever happens. Nobody goes to jail. Nothing ever happens. There is no consequences for nobody but us. And they'll get you. And it's, you know, I've quit watching before. Them politicians are dirty. And I don't think very much of lawyers. So I thought of a riddle for y'all a week or two ago. How do you know when a lawyer's lying? That's the question. How do you know when a lawyer's lying? Did my chat go away? When he opens his mouth is right, Connie. When they speak. Yeah, I mean, I seen the way they operate. They'll go in there and talk, you know. Most time you go to a lawyer, you mad. And they say, yeah, boy, we'll get them. They'll talk your language and get your money. And then the lawyer actually got mad with Stephen because he wouldn't settle. I think it was the last day in court. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't court. It was a mediation, They went up there trying to settle. That was Bentley's mama. And had Stephen done what she done, he would have lost a house and been paying child support and alimony. If he would have done what she done, I said, hell no, boy. You make her to pay child support. Stephen was clean, y'all. How about that? Stephen didn't do nothing wrong. Hey, they tried to trap him. Made fake accounts. But this man keep moving his picture for you, Rick. When he starts to open his mouth. That's right, Lisa. You're a little bit behind in video, Lisa. But if you want to leave and come right back in, you'll be up to date. You're a little bit behind, Lisa. That's how we can tell, you know. Because I actually asked that about 5 minutes ago. You don't have to if you don't want to. Yeah. It ain't like that in Dublin, y'all. It ain't nothing like that right there. You know what? You know, I would be scared there, y'all. I mean, y'all might not would, but I would be. But I've been around rough stuff, and I've seen rough stuff. And, you know, I mean, somebody can slip up behind you, boy. You know, one in front of you. You know how they do. And, you know, and I really wasn't through about the lawyer. They'll tell you their money's used up. Your money's used up. You know, about near the end of the case or something. They'll tell you your money's used up. I'll say, the money you paid was actually to go to court. And I'm telling you, man, done moved again. I'm telling you that they know what they gonna do when you walk in, before you walk in that office. They know what they gonna do. They did that to Stephen, and they did that to Grandma. I hadn't never had to get a lawyer. But they both done it to Stephen and Grandma. Your money's used up. And on Grandma's and Stephen's, there ain't no way they used all that money up. No way. But that lawyer told Stephen wasn't never representing him again because Stephen was listening to me. I said, hell no, son, make her pay child support. That's what they'd have done to him, y'all. Matter of fact, that's what she was going for. And we had the proof. Danny, I can't walk. I walk like I'm Nanny. Very slow. I can't stand without holding on to my walker. I can't defend myself anymore. Hey, Connie, you know, I had you on video not real long ago when you was walking. Then something must have happened. Yeah, definitely need to put a prayer in for Connie, y'all. I mean, boy, man, when you get in that kind of shape right there, you can't hardly, I mean, you can't hardly live, you know? Getting dark there now, y'all. And man, he keeps moving his picture, don't he? Yeah, that you know, it'd be nice if everybody's in good shape like Grandma, you know. Uh, what we've been mostly watching is L.A. And on the right it says Portland up there. Oh, you've been like that for 10 years? I am real bad. I am still trying to get my disability. Good gracious, man. Dang. I don't understand that, y'all. I don't know why I have to get a lawyer to get disability. And it take 3 years, you know. I mean, if you go to the doctor and you got proof that you are disabled, I mean, I don't get it, you know. Yes, me too. I don't care. You know what? I believe that's the truth, Donna Wood. They don't care. And I think there's a whole lot of don't care. I really do. I think there's a whole lot of don't care. Hey there, cannibal. Every state is different with granting disability. It's a struggle everywhere. Yeah. Hey, that's what I've always heard. And that's another thing too, you know. I don't know why they treat us so bad. And they do. You know, we paid in our whole life. And I did too, y'all, roofing. I paid in. And they take that money and invest it. And they've done made so much money off of you. It is pitiful. Oh, did Stephen get to finish his house up? Hey, yeah, he's about got it finished. I don't know if he's got everything done, but he's living in it. He must hadn't been around a long time. Well, see, we don't. I know one of the things is, Ellen, is we don't spend no money, you know. And I had heat with me insurance paid $280,000 2 weeks ago. The doctor's was $300,000 copay. Oh, okay. Man, yeah. Yeah, I was fitting to tell y'all something. Tammy was telling me the other day he had some kind of life insurance that she's been paying ever since she was at, that place where she works. And I said, what? She said, that's, over with, I said, you mean you ain't going to get none of the money? She said, no. And they got all kind of little stuff where they keep the money. And like, I don't even know about all of it. I probably don't even know about half of it. But they got all kind of little things where they keep the money. And, man, that ain't right. And I'm telling you, you got grand youngins or something other, or, youngins or grand youngins or whatever. If you could, like, invest in something, I don't know how you do it, but just $100. By the time that youngin gets grown, 18 years old, they would be rich, because that's what these people that take this money, that's what they do. They ain't got it in the bank. And I wished I'd have done that. I never thought about, didn't know. And I probably the same way with a bunch of people. But I'm starting to see how them people, make their, make their money. Just listening to Tammy. Does anybody know what rolling your 401k over to a IRA is? Does anybody know about that? $100 a month times years would be. Well, I mean, living life, I mean, I don't know if you're exactly talking to me, but if you invested $100 in the stock market when the baby was born and you went and done it, that $100 would, liable would be $1,000,000. But like everybody's scared to death of that stuff, but I mean, you really need to, get it done right. Like people, use these own apps for investing money. Apps got Bitcoin and all the stocks and all that stuff. I mean, you don't know that app will be there in 20 years. Yeah, I was reading that there, Connie. I believe in cash. Stock market can crash or fracture. Well, I mean, I don't believe the stock market's going to crash. What was it, 1929? The stock market survived. Yeah, y'all, that's like what we're looking at on TV, like none of us get it. I don't get why us old folks get done the way we get done. And, like the NFL, uh, they used to just, you get your money, but they made it mandatory that you take a percentage out of your money, for old times. Because, they go broke, like be the biggest superstar you ever, football superstar you ever seen, and like, like living on the street. Hey, living life. You don't lose your money unless you take it out of the bank. You don't lose it unless you sell. I mean, if you in a stock and it goes down, you ain't lost that money unless you cash out. If you cash out when it's down, you're gonna lose money. Hey, I understand why everybody's like they are about it. Yeah, that's another thing I ain't never understood there, Candy Boy. All the money they got going everywhere. to all them countries. And like people was trying to figure out what medicine they can cut back on. It can, but like you see, I'll see Living Life Love, and it probably would take me a few minutes to convince her. People leave your 401k alone, it will come back and sell. It will come back, sell, and you lose big time. Is exactly right, Elaine. You put that money in there. Tammy had money going in there every week, y'all. And let me tell you something, Living Life. If you had $100 right now, and you go put $100 in a tin can, and you go bury it in your backyard, and in 35 years you go out there to get that $100, what you think a loaf of bread will cost in 35 years? And listen, you can take what I'm saying down. And I mean, I know I ain't gonna change nobody's mind. And I mean, I ain't even trying to change nobody's mind. I'm just telling you that like putting your money in a rusty can out there in the backyard won't keep up with the times. You can buy a house. I I wish I knew what Mama paid for her house, you know. I mean, I don't even know if she even knows, you know. But I mean, she could sell it, you know. I mean, if she wanted to, she could sell it and man, go live on a cruise ship the rest of her life. Miss Danny, I come from a banking family. Cash is safe as long as you keep putting in your can. Well, cash is safe. Oh, I'll give you an example. So at one time, a $20 bill and a $20 gold piece used to be equal amounts of money. In some year, in the early 19, early hundreds, I mean, somewhere in there. Somewhere in there, a $20 bill and a $20 gold piece was worth equals amount of money. Now, look what a $20 bill will buy you now. And look what that $20 gold piece will buy you. So if you gold's probably always been around on the stock market, probably since the beginning of time. But what if you put $100 in gold 50 years ago or 40 years ago? $100. I mean, I don't know what gold's going for now, but it's way up there. For an ounce, way up there. It's a bunch of money. And that's kind of the whole idea. Everybody likes cash, The bank ain't no good no more as far as like interest. It's a joke. And it's too late for us. Oh, y'all. I know most of you's over 65. It's too late for us to do any $100 investing. But you know how they say, if I knew then what I know now. That's that mayor, y'all. That's that Los Angeles mayor. And, where they had them fires over there in the Palisades. That's the mayor right there. Oh, man, is it that much? Man. 1 ounce of gold. Oh. 1 ounce of corn from 1975 is worth $3,000. Well, I mean, you see what I'm talking about there, I mean, none of us, probably most of us can't afford to, to do that stuff. And I actually was telling you, if you got a green youngin' born, you want to get him a Christmas present, put $100 in something. Not in the bank. Get it done with a lawyer. Or I mean that, as far as I know, an accountant can do that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you have to have a lawyer or whatever. Oh, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, who can afford it? And, gold goes up slow, I mean, it don't just take off, Well, I was telling y'all the other day, farmland has been in. You got that right. Got that right, farm wife. They don't make land no more. Hey, I agree with you 100%. Land is as good as the stock market for a while. I agree. At one time there, when I was young, probably in my 40s, I started thinking about buying land with pine trees on it. Because I roofed houses for a bunch of people that was rich. They would tell you they wasn't rich. But believe me, they have all the land they had, but the pine trees they had on it, they is rich. But I started thinking about that one time myself, and it's hard to, without somebody helping you and telling you, you ought to do this. This would be a good thing if you took your grand young'un and bought in $100. $100. You can buy in $100 worth of gold. You ain't got to buy 3,000. You can buy $100 worth. And I keep telling y'all, all the time. Now I knew about these couple of stocks, y'all. I knew about these couple of stocks. But I ain't got enough money to do very much. But I called up somebody and told them about it, And they got a broker. And she'd come in there talking about them stocks to him. And I bet you that man wants to know who I am. They bought in and like snap your finger, they was making money. Or the more you can put in, the more you'll make. We got a tank out there living life. Propane, It costs about $100 to fill it up. And it'll last us the whole winter. We got gas in there from last winter. And we've been doing this for years. And it's about $100. Fill it up. But then it ain't a real big tank, though. I think it might be like 100 gallons. Grandma gave it to me. Because I was getting away, when a storm comes and your lights go out, that gas heater won't quit, But, yeah. Oh, one time a bunch of people come and stay with Grandma. They was totally electric, And I guess some people don't like gas or whatever, I don't know. But if you got total electric and the lights go out, and I mean it's cold, you in a mess. Look at them with them masks on there. We had oil. We switched to electric with central air when our house flooded. Your house flooded? I seen a video earlier today, y'all. And it was this man and woman, I mean, I reckon about Steven's age, maybe a little younger, And that girl was a pretty woman. She had like a halter top or something on. And Puppets was about to jump out of there. No bra. And they actually had a good quality video too. I told Tammy, I said, come over here and look at this. And it had like over 1 million views, I mean, I think it was like 2 million. And I went and looked at their channel. Because I said to myself, I bet you that girl's in every video dressed just like that. And she was. Don't get me wrong, they had a good video. It was edited good and everything. But they wasn't doing no more than, I mean, I don't think me and Tammy could get no over 2 million views. And her with her clothes on. And I mean, I told Grandma, I said, I don't know what it was. I just happened to run across it. They was fishing. They was camping out in the back of a truck under a bridge. But they had, like I say, it's a good video now. They was cooking on the grill, and I mean, I ain't throwing off on them about the video because they had a good video. Somebody knew how to edit. They had the music in there in the right spots, and they let the music fade out, and they talk and cooking and fishing, and here's the deal, y'all, on YouTube. You're either doing good or you're doing bad. that woman that Mom was talking about today, where the woman was on there and her mic was muted. I went and looked at that channel. And I've seen it before. I mean, I've heard Grandma talking about it a couple of times. And, I couldn't tell you how that woman's got 755,000 subscribers. And, I mean, man, those of you that's tried YouTube and everything, y'all know how hard it is. Look at them, boy. They just got a troublemaker there. Hey, bud, if you think YouTube is easy, you don't know nothing about YouTube. Grandma's, her channel was slipping into overdrive, I went in there and fixed her videos where it's in all them languages, in the foreign countries. When you look in there, in the analytics, and she's doing these live videos 3 times a week, and the edited video is in second place, that's how you know that what I done to her channel was working. I know a video of me and cowboys camping on the beach wouldn't get many views. Well, I mean, I'm telling you, they had a good video. But I mean, they wasn't doing nothing that outstanding. But that girl had a halter top on. And them puppies was about to jump out there too now. And I mean, I say this right here, y'all. Before Tammy, I'll be honest with y'all, I tried to find a woman. I found one that said she'd do it. I said, I'll give you. Now, she was a pretty woman, and she's blessed too, I said, I'll give you $100 per video. She said, okay. I said, you ain't even got to talk that much. I said, but you got to leave that bra at home, She said, okay. And I knew her husband. He wouldn't let her do it, y'all. But if you, now I know y'all frown on that kind of thing, but if you want to make money on YouTube, That's the way to do it. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep things clean. Just put that girl on camera. Just keep it clean. You know, everybody knows she is the star of the show, but you stand up there talking about, like, look at this box of Cheerios. She's over there doing jumping jacks, you know. Don't nobody see no box of Cheerios or nothing that the man is sitting there talking about. They looking at that woman. I didn't write the book, y'all. That's the way it is. I mean, if you want to make some money, and I mean, you know, I talked to Tammy about it. You know, they won't. No man don't want their old lady around me, son. Nobody wants their old lady around me. And it's always been like that too. Danny, don't be a dirty old man now. No, that's probably a 5-year-old idea. For my, you ain't got to worry about. I, I guarantee you ain't got to worry about me. But I would do it for money, though. I would do that for money. If I could make $10,000 a month, and if you think people don't make $10,000 a month on YouTube or $50,000 a month, you better think again. I would do it for $10,000 a month. Might even would get two after I got to making some money. And y'all, I mean, I'm just sitting here telling you facts. I mean, so don't say, oh, you know, this is how it is. And I mean, I didn't write the book. Matter of fact, I didn't even know about that until I got to seeing it on the internet, you know. Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, some women will do that, some of them won't, you know. Some women, it just ain't no big deal, you know. But I watched some video one time, it was talking about, it showed these two girls gonna load firewood. Went to the video to look at it. They had a little piece of firewood on the ground. They was kind of like kicking it around like it's a soccer ball, laughing. They was laughing at their self doing that. And I mean, had so many views you wouldn't believe it, you know. I only have one, so even if I could, I wouldn't be interested. No, no, not everybody will do that. Not everybody will do that. There's people that will, though. You know, you know, it's really important you keep it clean. And like the man acts just like he don't know the woman's half naked. But it's actually his idea, you know? Like the man, I was talking about where they went camping. That man knows what he's doing. I don't even think they was together. She pretty well outclassed him. And I heard him say something that made me. He was saying she couldn't be there today, but he said something that made me think they didn't live together or nothing. Anyway, something like that, I mean, I was just watching them cooking and throwing the spinners out, and he's putting different baits on and all that. Didn't have a clue what he was doing about the fishing. Throwing out in the middle of the river. You don't fish for catfish in the middle of the river. But I understand, that it was all a front. It was all a front to make a video and put that girl up there. She had something, she was shaking. She was shaking it. She was shaking. Actually meant, are these low life people? If I had the crazy on YouTube, my girls would have me committed after they took me to the church. Yeah, hey y'all, there's plenty of people that'll do that. You know what I'm saying? And this woman was also pretty. I ain't sitting here trying to make a big deal about it. And I'm just sitting here telling you. That's the quickest way I know right there, to make it big. And, if you got a little bit of editing skills, you can find other ways to make it. But I wish you'd tell me for my. You know, you know if if you watch Fox News, you know, look at the women they have on there. You think they don't know what they're doing? And hey, don't get mad at me. Y'all, it's them just doing it. Oh man, all you gotta do is go look. Look at that woman on TV there right now. That's a pretty woman, ain't it? So I give up all the dreaming about all of it, y'all. The edited videos is so tough. YouTube is tough. Hey, I don't know, living life, do you? You know, you can go vertical and get a lot of views. I want y'all to listen to me. When you go vertical, it, yeah, audience rate, average view duration ain't good. And it'll mess up you won't get paid very much. The better your video is, the longer people watch it, the more they got a way they do it. And I don't even know what they even call it. But because it's about out of your power, But the longer people watch your video, YouTube knows it. The more you make. And what I mean? I could go on there and with less views and make more money than some of my bunch, with less views. Or like almost as much and stuff like that, Because of the audience retention would be the average view duration would be so good. Yeah. Hey, more than that, for my if I read that, so I read it to y'all for. Dina, you are correct about that. Seems there has to be an ugly woman out there who is on TV news. Well, here's what I think about that, for my. I think that could be like somebody more qualified, is what I think. That might look like us. Or me. I'm probably 240 pounds, y'all. And I don't want nobody like us normal people. And you know that we are the normal people, you know? Not them skinny little things sitting up there with their back straight. Like they got a board in their back sitting up there. I mean, just as pretty as they could be. But I mean, that's how it is. We are normal. We are your normal, everyday people. Stephen? I mean, I'm sure they all nice women, Kimber. I'm sure that them women on Fox News and stuff, the Fox News is the worst about that. But like I'm like thinking like more qualified because some of Some of them, they just reading, you know. They just reading what's on the paper. But uh, there's people that can do this like what I'm doing right here, just sitting here talking without looking down at what they are saying. I'll tell you what, I even thought about it this far, about what I'm talking about. Looked like they'd fix them, where they didn't have to look down to see their papers. While somebody's talking, they sitting there looking down at what they gonna ask next at a piece of paper. And Barbie dolls aren't so pretty without all that makeup and go fresh out of the bed and wouldn't be in the news. Yeah, I went to a strip club, it's 20 years ago, and I sat down there and talked to the girl that was in there, and they like what you talking about. All Barbie doll, and they was. And she told me that that if you seen them walking down the street under normal circumstances, she said you wouldn't even recognize them. That, and the way she went into telling me, she said, you know how girls take them them glamour pictures? I said, yeah. She said, that's what we do every day. We do everything like we're going to take a glamour picture. And they was all pretty. I myself, I like makeup. I asked White Earp one time, did he like makeup? And he said, yeah, he did too. Have to look good for the camera. That's what they're conditioned us to see. Yeah. Yep. I said, Aaron, hey, that was a bad time in my life too, but I actually just went there just to get away. I was trying to think of something I could do because I was just sitting around. I went up there and, that girl had, because I went in there with a bunch of people one time. We all went, a gang of us went one time, and that woman remembered me and I remembered her too. And she sat in and talked to me, man, the whole night. She'd have to get up and every once in a while go dance. She'd come right back. She said, I'll be right back in a minute. I'll be right back. Because and I believe it, y'all, what she was saying. She was telling me that it was real nice to sit down with a normal man that wasn't trying to mess with them and just have a normal conversation. She told me that, she told me a bunch of stuff, but I remember it all. She said about every man that comes in there, they think they telling you something for the first time that they've never heard. And she said they all saying the same thing. She said, but every once in a while, there's a man that'll walk through that door like you. And them girls talk, while they working and all that, And I sit there and talk to the shift was over, they fit to bring a bunch of new girls in there. She said, we fit and go so and so. And we and the girls want you to come, you know. And I told her I appreciate it and everything, but I didn't go. I mean, I didn't want to go. I mean, hey, it was nice of them asking and everything like that. But my mind was already in a mess. You sure don't want to get it no messed up no more than it already is. But that's not me anyway. I think when I first got on here, I come across to everybody wrong. I ain't never been no uh womanizer. Never. Never I have been. I was born like that. That's that's my personality. We can get on in and cut up, I can cut up and all that. But I'm actually just what I'm saying I am. And I have a bunch of women's phone numbers on here. Uh Not that I talk to all the time, because I don't. Matter of fact, I don't hardly talk no more, to nobody. But like over the years, I accumulated a bunch of phone numbers. And if I wasn't legitimate, the word would be got out on me, you know? You know what I'm talking about? The word would be got out on me. If I was like trying to mess with every woman. I've talked to enough women and stuff. But if I wasn't what I'm sitting here saying I am, y'all would know it. Y'all would know it. Danny, you are just completely honest. Some people can't handle that it is a good thing not to, not a bad thing. Yeah, there's a woman that I talk to sometimes. That's what she told me, that she told me that. She told me that. And I mean, I got Facebook. I mean, I know a bunch of y'all's on there. And I never mess with that, y'all. Oh, oh, I can't think of her name. She's a moderator on this channel. Been around, forever. But she told me she sent me a message on Facebook, and I went over there and looked at it, Facebook. And I had about 500 messages. And I asked her what her name was. Because what her name is on here ain't what her name is on Facebook. She's using her real name. And she told me. I never knew that was her. Well, no, she ain't got a fake name on here. She's just got like a channel name, like the name of her channel. There ain't nothing wrong with what she's doing. I can't think of her name. Y'all know what it is? Them girls made a lot more than $400. Them girls made $3,000 or $4,000 a week. She told me they did. Yeah, it's Hicktown Homestead. That's right. Say Hicktown Homestead. That's not a fake name. It's just the name of her channel. It's what I told everybody. If you're gonna have a channel, make you don't want it to be Danny Hodges. I mean, it ain't a good idea. They're they're not allowed to give their real name. Hey, them girls have got rules to go by, but they do like what they want to do. And she told me a bunch of stuff. She told me like a lot of the girls in there had like what you call sugar daddies. Will give money, a lot of money. Yep, you're right, Danny. Great money tips. They told me that like it was their job to get you to buy drinks and get you to buy them drinks. Oh, I know from talking to her, uh, at one time there, she said, I guess her drunk. I couldn't drive. I mean, but they changed it to where they don't let them drive home no more. It's mandatory somebody picks them up. And but yeah, she told me that that was their job, to try to get you to buy them drinks. It's just money, money, money. It's a business. It's been a while since I told y'all about this stuff, but you see them toting a paper bag around every night. It's somebody's birthday. It's one of them girls' birthday. They had that bag slam full of money. I think we'd be very ashamed if my daughter or granddaughter had a job like that. Yeah, I feel the same way for my. I feel the same way. But I actually know a girl that used to do that. And she got married, and her husband had a young'un, and they get along perfect. And he met her. That's where he met her at. She was working. And I ain't taking up for that kind of stuff, but she's just as normal and nice as she can be. I know her. I've been around her quite a few times. And she's just as nice as she can be. Ain't crazy or nothing. And I like her. Matter of fact, the husband is the one told me. So they're not from around here. But they've been living here so long now, that they are from around here. But he had told me, about that. That hey, not all of them's bad, and not all of them's druggies and whatever it is y'all think. I know women don't like that kind of thing too much. Y'all normal women, I know y'all don't like that kind of thing too much. There are men, believe it or not, that don't like that kind of thing too much. Also, man, I'd have a fit if my daughter was doing that. But when I went, I wasn't looking for no woman when I went. There was women in Dublin. I didn't go hunting no woman. They knew me and Tammy was split up. And it was actually only a little small handful that I trusted, you know. That wasn't doing this or that. That, remember that Sherry y'all used to talk about? She wasn't. I was just Danny to her. Danny, it's because you experienced the sight of it all. Hey, you would be surprised at the women, that come down there at that camp house. I ain't told Tammy the names. She would be mad, boy. She would be mad. If you think somebody else won't jump in your shoes. And they didn't come in there acting like this and that. You know what I'm talking about. They ain't coming in there acting like that, but I'm telling you, there's only about 3 that I trusted. That I knew wouldn't try to mess with me because I didn't want to be messed with. Oh, I mean, I just, I mean, I reckon I'm old fashioned. And I think my brain's flawed too, you know. I know plenty of people that would jump at all the chances I had. I know plenty of men that would, but that just ain't me, you know. Like I say, I actually think my brain's flawed. Had to kind of know somebody and stuff, you know. I'm not one night stand is not in my vocabulary. And like I say, I just think I'm flawed, you know, and I always have. If they start moving in on too close, you know what I'm talking about. They start moving in on me. I know y'all think I'm lying. I start getting kind of uncomfortable. I do, y'all. I did not say you were, dear. Sorry for the misunderstanding of it. I reckon Kim was talking to somebody else. We are all flawed. Well, I mean, I know how most men are, and it just ain't me, you know. I've talked to too many women sitting here drinking. You know, when my guard's way down, my guard's way down, you know. I don't be talking no trash. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm flawed. As some of them women, you know, was Tammy's friends, you know. Like I say, I didn't ever tell her, you know. I didn't ever tell her no names. I got drunk around here talking about it, you know, to her, but I didn't tell her no names, you know. She'd be mad to this day, you know. Like I was telling y'all the other day about, there was a girl that liked me that we worked with. Uh, we went to the river, and I knew she liked me, but like she didn't do nothing to me, you know. Uh, and I mean that was it. We went to the river. I took her. She was wanting to go to the river. I took her to the river. Me and Tim wasn't married, but I mean, if I would have asked Tammy, I mean, she probably would have let me go if I told her what I was doing, and I have done that before. And she let me go. You know. Yeah, I know that's right, Connie, but I've always been pretty good, you know, other than drinking. And and my other two buddies, they was the same way. We didn't care if no women was around. Not in the first bit. We was drinking, boy. I mean, we had a good time, you know. And well, one of them kind of turned out to be, you know, like a monster, you know, but the other boy didn't. But one of them kind of, you know, but he's single though. Matter of fact, you know, women have come to his house and he's liable to get up and go to the door and cuss them out. You know, they come over, they leave the club and go to his house. He cuss them out. I know one, he had one girl in the truck and he called the law to her. She wouldn't get out of his truck. He called the law to her. And the policeman, he's actually the chief of police here in East Auburn now. He wasn't in. He was just a policeman then. But he's a chief now. And we's all friends, you know. And he walked my buddy around there to the back of the truck. He said, you know, we're supposed to be trying to get the girls in the truck. We just kind of like that, y'all. Always kind of crazy. But Tammy was around a lot, you know. Oh, well, you know, we had it understood, you know. I don't go camping without Tammy. That was understood. I don't go without Tammy. And that's the way it was, too, you know. Our younger day hopefully is doing in the past. I don't regret my doings. I had a great food on my table, bills paid. I'm actually talking about, you know, for like we had houses, you know. Yeah, I did for my, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Them women come on strong now. Some of them come on strong, and I didn't like. I didn't want it to. I didn't want it to be like that for my wife. Oh, I've actually told a few women no, and it bothers them. They think that you think something's wrong with them. I mean, you know, I had one woman say, "Do you think I'm too fat?" You know, I mean, they don't take it good. And I mean, the girl wasn't fat at all. And that's happened quite a few times, you know. And I don't like to get pinned down like that. It makes me uncomfortable. Y'all should understand that better than anybody. And like I'm telling you, like, just because I'm a man, I don't like to get in uncomfortable positions. That's what I was talking about to you about Sherry. She didn't come on. There was a couple more. They didn't come on to me. Hey, that's right, Miss Girl. Hey, hey, y'all. Like, it's been a pretty good while since I had a woman. Like, I reckon about the last one that one was trying to get me to come over to her house to tell my antenna was messing up. I reckon that might have been about the last one. But I wouldn't go. I told her I'd come the next morning. I don't know what the deal was, but she said, no, if you can't come tonight, don't worry about coming in the morning. I said, okay. And I don't know why she said that, but that's what she said. She was trying to get me over there now. She said, well, if you don't come tonight, don't worry about coming in the morning. I never went. I know I'm a little different. I know I am. Men can be like that. Mad when you say no. Well, yeah, there's some of them that like got mad. Hey, they delete you on Facebook and stuff. I mean, you don't ever have to worry about them again. When you turn them flat down, they won't come back. Yeah, you ain't never got to worry about that happening again. And I mean, I'm just trying to tell you, I've been there quite a few times, and I didn't want that to happen. I went over there to a woman's house, and she was married. She was trying to get me to come back the next day, to pick the color out. And I just act dumb like I usually do. And said, I can't come back tomorrow. She said, come back tomorrow, my husband won't be here. I said, no, I said, hey, listen, I got to go on and do this tonight. Today. It's in the afternoon. And that's the way it was left. I mean, I made her go ahead and pick her. I did roof her house, but she told me, come back tomorrow, my husband won't be here. And I already knew what she was doing anyway. I ever had plans for you that didn't include her husband. Yeah, she did. I already knew what she was doing. I already knew what she was doing before she ever told me that her husband wasn't going to be there tomorrow. You run across that. You run across that working. More than you think, you know. That just ain't me, y'all. I could have been hell, though. I could have been hell, boy. Oh, I was never jealous, but I still kept my eyes on others, yeah. That's not a bad idea, Kimber. That's not a bad idea at all. But I answered a 20-year-old question. And I'm going to tell y'all, and it's going to blow your mind. A 20-year-old question I had. I finally figured it out. I've heard Stephen talking about it and other people, you know. That's actually what got me to thinking about it. You know, it might be a 10-year-old question, you know. But there's this boy that Stephen used to get around, you know, hang around with. And he wound up like getting a divorce, you know. And he married a pharmacist. She was a pharmacist. Real good girl, man. You know, I mean, you couldn't ask for no better of a woman. But he wasn't no good, you know. I mean, he was good when he was good, but he wasn't no good. And you know, we was all talking or Steven or something. I don't even remember, but he can get the women. And he's not no Casanova. So I'll ask y'all, you know. See if any of you get it. I bet you won't. He's not no Casanova. I'm telling you right straight up. He's not no Casanova. He's skinny, tall. He wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't good looking. But he would get the women. Now, I've got the answer. Does anybody want to take a crack at how he got the women like he did? And he did. He even said, I don't know myself how he gets all the women. Does anybody want to? No, he didn't. He didn't have money. No, he was just a normal person. He didn't have money. Didn't have the good looks, you know. Anybody want to take a guess at it? Like, actually, when I tell y'all the answer, y'all probably gonna all get mad at me. He's still a friend of ours. He was a fool, you know. Let that good woman go. He didn't let her go. No. But she gave him so many chances, you know. No, it ain't a just being yourself thing, for him, Oh, you talking about Stephen up. No, it wasn't Stephen that was getting all the women. It was one of his buddies now. I want y'all to understand what I'm talking about. Both my first and second husband had jealous streaks. Why marry if you're not wanting to settle down, settle in? No, it wasn't Stephen, y'all. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all because none of y'all are gonna guess it. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, it took me 10 years to figure it out. He was always around these places, at the bars, around where a bunch of people are, women. He was always around that, and no, he wasn't no slick talker. I mean, you all wrong there. It wasn't slick talking. This is the part y'all gonna get mad at me about. A lot of women, at the end of the night, they are taking somebody home with them. And all you had to do was go sit in his lap. You understand? At the end of the night, at them bars, somebody is going home with damn near every woman in there. Somebody. And he was easy pickings. Hey, I don't want to make y'all mad about that, but that's true, y'all. Took me a while to figure, 10 years to figure that out. He would be in the right place at the right time, but he was always in them places. Stephen is single. Now, Stephen was married then. Stephen, you know, at the time I'm talking about, he was married. With Bentley's mama, but they hung around, you know. Uh, Stephen hung around with this guy. And, you know, I mean, it might have been a girlfriend then, but he wound up marrying that girl, and she was a pharmacist. But he didn't never stay at home. He's rambling. He's hanging around in these places, you know, where women was. Sometimes them women be pretty. Sometimes they wouldn't be so pretty. But he was a easy picking. You know what I mean? If you wanted a quickie, he was easy. You know what I mean? He was easy picking. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know what I mean? I didn't ever hang out in bars. I've been before a few times, you know, in my life. But I mean, I didn't hang around the bar. I never cared about hanging around at no bar. Even married, he knows where he stood. You know, that life that I mean, that woman gave him so many chances, you know. But I mean, he couldn't, you know what I mean? He was lying. Had another buddy the same way, you know. He was actually bragging about it. But he was also like the other guy, you know, just hanging around. He was a club man. Both of them, you know, except one of them, you know, you know, what I mean, he'd liable to be anywhere, but wherever he was, they would be a crowd wherever he was. And the other one, uh, he like hung around clubs real bad. And he was, I mean, I'm telling you, he was bragging about it. He said, I may not look like it. He said, I can get some women. And that's how they do it. You know, I mean, I actually think sometimes they they even liable not go mess with the man they really like. You know what I mean? They'll just take the easy picking and get out there. Oh, hey, yeah, hey, you know that, uh, Pamela, you know that, boy. You know the men do it. Yes, sir, Ray. In there hunting a woman just as hard as they can hunt. Yeah, you can go. Hey, we all know that, Pamela. Sure they do, boy. I mean, that's just kind of the way it is, I reckon, you know. You know, we don't all agree with that, you know, but it's pretty much like that, you know, a lot, you know. Some women, men don't care about what they have back home. Well, they both of them did care until it was gone. Cameron, that's true. Uh, both of them, I guarantee you to this day. Well, I know one of them would because he tried to get me back with his wife. You know, like he put me up to asking her. You know, one of the guys. He put me up to asking her to come over here and eat. She said, "Sure, I'll come." And when we told her ex-husband was coming, she said, hell no. Oh, I know he changed his mind. And I'm sure the other boy did too. Him and that woman had a bunch of youngins. But she dumped him. And I don't even know, but there's no telling how many chances he had. And I mean, he was about stupid too. I mean, really, really and truly, he wasn't dumb, but he's just somebody that would do stupid stuff. Y'all seen people like that. Me and our hunter gatherers guess that way too. Yeah, hey y'all, I believe in doing like what you're supposed to do. Especially if somebody's good to you. Especially then. And you wouldn't want them doing that to you. And I don't think it's too much to ask for you not to be doing it to them. If they didn't have all these extra people in there, y'all, you know what we watching here? They didn't have all them extra people in there, boy, that'd be one hell of a mess, you know it. At one of them men, he would go do something, his conscience would bother him. I said, you dumb son of a bitch. Don't go telling her what you doing so you'll feel better. Don't put that on her. You done the crime. You need to do the time in your head. He knew she was going to forgive him. I'll tell y'all, gal's a little sicker. You keep on doing that woman wrong, she just liable to get you back. She won't ever know it. And she liable to get you back, not even wanting to do it. And you know, men actually believe that. Well, I might be telling y'all something you don't know. Men actually believe that the good women don't want nice guys. There actually might be a little truth to that. And look at Stephen. So I'm going to tell you something. Stephen, you ain't blocked Tammy, Lou. We see you on there. You know, it appears like that, you know. A lot of I've heard Stephen talking about it. You know, you get ran over, you know. And you see, Stephen, that Stephen has armor on, y'all. Oh, I know a woman that was with a man. I thought it was actually pretty funny. Real pretty woman. A man don't care how pretty a wife he's got at home. I mean, they must not. Because if he was trying to get a prettier woman than his wife, you know, I mean, they just ain't that many in Dublin. Yeah, I hear you there, Connie. Hey, I know most of y'all was normal women. I know that. You know, I mean, I'm not talking about, I know there's good women out there, y'all. I know that. But let's see what I was saying now. Oh, yeah. Man was a friend of mine, but he's always messing with women. And, hey, she didn't drink, you know, didn't smoke cigarettes, you know, like just as normal as you can be. But she was pretty, you know. I've been over there many days, you know. I knew her good. I'm still friends with her. Husband's dead now. I'm still friends with her. I've been over there and helped her hook up TVs and stuff. And she always calls me, you know. She knows me, you know. But I've been around her a bunch of times. Bunch of times. And she got mad at her husband before she got drunk. And she called up every friend he had, boy. She said, come on. And one of the men, like he was real proud of it. You know, that he went over there. He was real proud of it because that man had messed with his wife one time. So, I mean, he thought it was funny as hell that he got a chance to pay him back, you know. Hey, I don't know. Hey, living life. I'm not the book writer. I'm just kind of telling you, uh, like what I know to be fact, you know. Your good girl will get you back if you keep doing her wrong. She will get you back. So you don't want to be messing up too much, you know. It's just go wild. Yeah, Stephen wears armor, y'all. He's got tough. And, like some of the women might think they getting to him, But he's had me to talk to him, and I've told that boy so damn much stuff you wouldn't believe it. So I noticed they ain't showing Los Angeles no more. They showing just Portland. But Steven's educated, y'all. I hear y'all too. Hey, Steven's been talked to, son. You know what I told him the other day? I was watching, I don't remember if it was TikTok or YouTube, And he had some pictures on the wall. Y'all, and I mean, I'm telling you, I hardly ever watch him. But I seem to catch it at a bunch of times. So he had some pictures over there on the wall. Now, I didn't even see the pictures. And there's a woman made a comment about the pictures on the wall. And when she made a comment about the pictures on the wall, I seen them. And I'm sure y'all seen them. She said, go over there and straighten that picture up. I was looking at it. I didn't see no damn picture that was needed straightening. I said, son, do you know what the woman was doing when she told you to go straighten the pictures up on the wall? I said, do you know what she was doing? Do y'all know what she was doing? Any of y'all, I'm gonna wait. Sometimes I have to check y'all out. Make sure y'all paying attention. Why the woman go telling to straighten the pictures up on the wall? Why did the woman tell him to go straighten the pictures up on the wall? Yeah, boy, like I felt sorry for Stephen a few times, you know. Oh, what'd you say? I didn't. I mean, I was looking. I was looking at it. Oh, see if I can go back and see, Ellen. I was looking straight at the TV. I can't see it. I can't go back on the TV. She wanted attention? No. She wanted him to show his butt? No. She was telling him how she wants it to look when she has no business telling. That ain't it neither, Scott. Y'all, this is what I'm good at. And I'm good at it. No, so it look like y'all ain't gonna say it. I figured y'all would get that. I mean, I figured y'all would get that one, you know. I'm looking dead at the TV. The last thing I see there is Helen saying yes. She was seeing if Stephen was controllable man. Nah, cause I can see in the dark, cannibal. She wanted to see who they was. Give Lee Lutz a hand. She wanted to see the pictures. She threw a curveball to fool him into walking over there so she could see the pictures. She wanted to see the pictures. I might have to remember Lee there. I don't know if that's a man or a woman, I reckon. He wanted to see the pictures. But like I'm real good at that. I'm too good at it, y'all. I'm too good at the mind game thing. I'm too good at it. I mean, it's a good thing I got Tammy, you know. She wanted the girls to get jealous of him listening to her. And I just told you what it was. But that's how she went about wanting to see them pictures on that wall. That's how she went about it. Go straighten that picture up. And see, I can see right through that kind of thing. You said that living life? It must have just didn't show up. Oh, I mean, I've been looking at the TV, you know, especially when I asked y'all this stuff. I mean, I especially am looking. Hey, Steven knows a lot, y'all. He's not advanced like me, you know. Then there's our city of Chicago, Seattle. You see how my mind works? Hey, you know, a lot of y'all's like mama. You know, I mean, you know, somebody that don't think like that, don't see stuff like that. Y'all got me? I mean, somebody that thinks like that don't see stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if he. I think he did walk over there and straighten one of the pictures up or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I just you know, I mean, I was probably in there for 5 minutes. I don't. I mean, I don't. I just don't watch, y'all. I mean, I just don't watch. Hey, every once in a while, he'll come talk to me. I mean, he's got something he needs to know about. That when you see him come over here and sit down. But he really, he really and truly don't need to know everything I know. He really and truly don't. Nah, nah. That ain't, hey, living life. That ain't, no. Woman wanted to see the pictures. And y'all, I've done this a lot, you know. Oh, you know, I had a man, you know, come to me. His wife done got hard to handle. Every time, you know, like you know, I mean, you know, every time you turn around, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you. He had done lost total control, and he really loved this woman, and she did him too. They still together. But woman's real powerful, you know. And I said, now do this and do this and do this. I ain't gonna go into details. He said, she'll leave. I said, let her leave. Oh, here's the deal, y'all. When you getting back sort of some kind of control, whether you man or a woman, like sitting there talking might not get it all that good. Sitting there saying this and saying that Sometimes you got to show somebody. And the woman probably believed in her mind she would leave. Well, she did leave. I said, let her go. He thought I was messing up, boy. And I had to explain to him why she was trying to give him a whooping. But she's the one getting the whooping. He was in his big old house. She went and stayed in a single wide trailer with more people. An old single wide trailer. 1960. With other people. Trying to bust his balls. But I could see through it. She was back. She lasted 3 days. She come back a different person. He didn't hear out of her no more. I'll leave your ass once a day. He didn't hear that no more. And I mean, he wasn't, if he was mistreating her, I wouldn't have never hit him. But I know the guy. I just help him get back a little control. And a woman that gets so powerful that they will make a wrong decision. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Oh, I know a bunch of women, y'all, that's left good men. But a bunch. And I mean, them men had good jobs. A bunch of my friends. And women roll the dice. That don't mean all women. So keep your girdle on. There's women that will roll the dice. But they ain't exactly rolling the dice as much as it might look. They already got the plan in the works. Almost all the time. Almost all the time. They've already got a plan. They ain't rolling the dice as much as you might think. They already know where they're going and who they're going with. Some of the women need to leave. Some of them did. Some of them didn't. I'm not a gambler, y'all. Sounds kind of crazy. Don't it? I'm not a gambler. And I ain't no bluffer neither. If I tell you something, I ain't bluffing. I'm not no bluffer, and I ain't no gambler. I ain't no bluffer, and I ain't no gambler. I knew the woman thought she might leave. But sometimes it takes an earthquake. Now, I had to reassure him. She wasn't happy. She was just determined to show his ass, you know. But she didn't know I was standing there holding his hand, see. And I was doing that seeing in the dark thing. I was 100% right. 100% right. You know, that's kind of the same thing about drinking and stuff like that, you know, and people doing drugs and stuff. Sometimes it takes a car wreck. Y'all understand? Different people has different bottoms. Some youngins, you can just pretend like you're gonna whip them. And some youngins, whipping don't do them no good. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, you know? And sometimes it does take an earthquake for somebody to wake up. And you seen Tammy get mad today? That's actually from being too good to her. They'll run over me in a heartbeat, boy. Hell, I wasn't mad. I was sitting here drinking my coffee. She was mad as fire. I said, don't say nothing you're going to regret now. I ain't going to regret this. An hour later, she's apologizing. I said, don't worry about it. She don't have to apologize to me. I know she's a fireball sometimes. This writing is crazy coming out of the woodwork. You know, I actually don't think COVID-19 is a bad word no more. You know, at one time there on Facebook, all that, man, on YouTube, I mean, hey boy, they'll shadow ban you, you know. Yeah, look at them people. I just seen one of them throw something. Peaceful protest there, y'all. Yeah, you know, I told y'all, my daddy, you know, he told me he didn't know how I could see, things like I could long, long, long time ago. I expect it after the night, y'all, this writing business. I think it'll probably, you know, mellow on out. And so I think that's in people. I think that's human nature to take something out of context. I hear the news doing it all the time. I've heard them, you know, I used to watch Mr. T's, all his rallies. And I've heard him take words out of his sentence to make it say what they wanted him to say. Maybe, Danny, I hope so. Hey, I mean, that right there, y'all, as dumb as it is and all that, that ain't no skin off my back besides just watching. And this is insane to me. What we looking at right here, y'all? I can't even hardly get that in my head. Dang, boy, it done started raining. Hey, y'all, that ain't, I mean, I don't reckon they do that in Georgia. They ain't gonna change nothing. They just out there. They took a little something that they could run with. Oh, if you don't know it, what they doing is they went to Home Depot and I reckon it was Los Angeles. Rammed some of them people up, you know. You know, if they was there, they must have been some bad ones in the crowd, you know, if they was there. Yeah. That's what I say, Helen. You know what I mean? It ain't no skin off of my back. It's just, I mean, I can't hardly believe it. I can't hardly believe people would act like that. And I mean, and most of them out there just, hell, they don't even care. They just having fun. That's probably right there, Pamela. That's probably true. I mean, hell, they just, I mean, they're just out there just disrupting, having a good time. Is it? I thought it might have been like around land. I thought I might have heard something, but I wasn't sure about it. I pretty well only say stuff that I'm not pretty sure about. Well, I hear you, Tanya. They, they let them people out of jail. That mayor, and what I mean, that mayor wants that to happen. She's that stupid. They gonna send a message. She is that stupid. And there ain't nothing gonna change. Them people, uh, Mr. T's bunch, man, they ain't gonna back down. If if he ain't back down by now, and they ain't no backing him down. I am not half the man as him. I guarantee you, I am not half the man as him. I'd be done said to hell with this stuff. Bullets flying. I mean, I believe I'd be done quit and give it up. But he's got a tough mind, y'all. Hey, y'all, it's getting pretty close to 2 o'clock. After I do these videos, a lot of times it takes me a little while to wind down. I'm not, and I'm not wound up or nothing like that, but I think about, for some reason, I think about what I see in chat and I think about what I said. And sometimes I wonder did I say everything right? Hey, T-Sleep. Sometimes I wonder did I say everything right? And did I forget to say something? And It takes me a little while to kind of get the live off my mind, you know. You know what I mean? That, hey, y'all, that Gavin Newsom, you know, he's probably going to run for president. And he wants all that too. Just what you see on the TV. They want that. They are so stupid that they think that'll discourage Mr. T. That's how stupid they are. And all they're going to do is make him worse. He's probably hiring more people now. Look at all that. They, took a spray can to them businesses there. Then you made me choke when you said that. You know what I mean? They not hurting me, yeah. They can repaint the whole building. Look how stupid all this is. Look how stupid that is. Gavin Newsom and that woman mayor. This is what'll happen when you come get them people. This is what'll happen. Ain't nothing gonna change, y'all. There ain't the first thing gonna change. And why somebody will vote for that right there? You can talk to me for a damn month, and I don't believe you could change my mind. Why somebody will vote for what you're looking at right there? But they do. And what that means, I'll tell you exactly what it means. Yeah, it's Portland there. Yeah, thank you, Tony. Yeah, I mean, y'all, you see, the country is going to hell, man. That's what you see right here. Like, I mean, I don't think you can bring California back. People are leaving by the millions. Somebody on here the other day told me that they had some kin folks that moved out, you know. I don't remember who it was, but see, normal people don't want that right there. What if you had them people in your neighborhood? You wouldn't want, I mean, nobody wants that in their neighborhood. How in the hell does them people keep getting elected, y'all? And Gavin Newsom, he'll get up there and talk like a normal person. And that's what he is right there. That's what he is. And I'm telling you, they are so dumb. They think they sending a message. That's pretty dumb, ain't it? And they're trying to take over Texas. And if they were to ever get Texas, in the elections, you won't never see another Republican president. Because they got so many electoral college votes. Texas is big. It ain't big as California, but whenever they show the elections, in 30 minutes, California's they done decided. In 30 minutes, it's automatically, Republican lost that state. You know what I mean? President. There's Republicans in California. There's actually a pretty good bit of them. You just don't hear about them all that much, but they are. And there are people in California that don't like that no more than me and you. But I mean, they can't do nothing about it. All they can do is pack up and leave. Hey, y'all, I had a good time the night. Told y'all some stuff that Eli would not never hear nobody saying some of the stuff I said. Because I think simply a lot of people don't know. Tammy don't like for me to look at her too close about what she's going to do. She don't want me to predict what she's going to do. And she asked me not to. She just wants to get on the bull and ride. She don't want what I think about the whole retirement thing and everything. So I don't tell her nothing. And, one final thing. I don't look at you neither. I don't look at you as a person and try to figure you out. I don't go to Facebook and try to somebody out. I just don't, I mean, I have done it. But I have done it here and there. But I'm kind of out of that business, you know. I'm out of the business. I am honest and man, opening my book to others. Well, family. Always enjoy your kind and of content, Mr. Danny. Yeah, a lot of y'all miss me, you know. And then some people, it just bothers them for me to tell the truth. I've been told that by quite a few women that not that they saying it bothers them. They are telling me that what I say gets under some people's skin. All of y'all that's in there, and have been all night, I know y'all pretty straight up, The ones that I get under their skin, they don't want to hear the truth, boy. That's what the women tell me. They don't want to hear the truth. Yeah, that's right. It ain't. I don't know if it's always the best thing, Tanya. But that's all I know. That's my personality, is I'm not no much of no BSer. But hey, so everybody, say bye to your friend, and I'll give you a minute to say bye to your friend. And I don't know if Tammy will do a video, tomorrow. She probably won't. But I mean, y'all don't forget about Grandma tomorrow night. She likes getting out there and doing them little night videos. She likes that. She's having fun, y'all. Hey, thank y'all for coming in. Y'all get Tammy your email, some of y'all that want to get on the mic. And I'll send you the link, and all you have to do is click on that link, and it'll tell you it'll say like, join. Tammy wants you to join her broadcast. Click that link, it'll make you put a name in there. And you simply just go in there, Or you can, the ones that on Facebook, you can just let me know, drop your email in there, and I can send you the link like that, or You can send Tammy an email and let me know, but you got to let me know. And let me know while Tammy's live where I can get her to write it down. And I'll let anybody get on the mic, just anybody credible. I ain't gonna let no stinkers get on the mic. I gotta be, one of y'all. Good night, everybody. We had a good time. We'll see y'all again. Bye, 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 bye.